The morning sun rose gently over the quiet town of Willow Creek. A small diner sat at the corner of Main Street, the kind of place where everyone knew your name, where the scent of coffee and pancakes lingered long after breakfast rush. Inside, a man named Ethan Brooks was refilling a pot of coffee, his sleeves rolled up, his face kind but tired. He was a single dad, raising his little girl, Lila, all on his own. He wasn't rich, but he was proud of the life he was building with honesty and hard work. Across town, in a black limousine, Victoria Hale, the CEO of Hale Industries, was staring out the tinted window at the same streets she hadn't walked in 15 years. She had grown up here once before she built an empire, before the headlines, before she became the ice queen of Wall Street. Now she was back for business. The town was on her company's list for redevelopment. What she didn't expect was that one small diner, and one little girl, would change everything. Scene 2, the meeting. The bell above the diner door jingled as Victoria walked in, expensive heels clicking on cracked linoleum floors. Heads turned. She looked out of place in her tailored gray suit and diamond watch. Ethan looked up from behind the counter, smiling politely. "Morning, ma'am. You can sit anywhere you like." Victoria hesitated before sliding into a booth. Her assistant followed, tablet in hand. The waitress approached nervously, but Victoria's gaze was elsewhere, on a little girl coloring quietly at the counter. Lila. Her curly hair bounced as she hummed softly to herself, carefully shading in a picture of a sunflower. "Daddy, look," she said, holding up her drawing. "It's for your wall." Ethan chuckled. "That's beautiful, sweetheart." Victoria's chest tightened. She didn't know why. She hadn't heard that kind of warmth in years. Scene 3, two worlds collide. When Ethan brought her coffee, Victoria didn't look up. She spoke briskly, "Do you happen to own this place?" He smiled. "No, ma'am. Just work here. The owner's retired. I'm keeping things running until she's back on her feet." Victoria nodded, tapping her nails on the cup. "You know this building's part of a redevelopment plan?" Ethan paused. "I heard rumors." "It's true," she said flatly. "Old structures, failing businesses. We'll be replacing them with modern retail space. Brings jobs, revenue, progress." Ethan stayed calm. "Progress is good. But this diner's part of the town's heart. Sometimes, ma'am, progress forgets people." Victoria frowned. She wasn't used to being challenged. Scene 4, the moment that broke the ice. Then, from the corner, Lila's voice piped up softly, "Daddy, it's okay, we can leave." Victoria's eyes flicked toward her. Lila had heard them, the fear in her father's voice. Her small hand clutched her crayon tightly. "It's okay, Daddy," she whispered again. "We'll find another diner." Ethan knelt beside her. "Hey, don't you worry, sunshine, we're not going anywhere yet." Victoria froze. That simple, innocent sentence, "It's okay, Daddy, we can leave," hit her harder than she expected. Because once, long ago, she said the same words to her own father, when her family's bakery had been torn down to make room for a new development, one that her future company had funded. She hadn't thought about that in years. Scene 5, the cracks appear. That afternoon, Victoria sat in her car outside the diner, the town blueprint glowing on her tablet screen. The Hale Industries logo looked cold, sterile, out of place against the warmth she'd just seen inside. For the first time in a long time, she questioned herself. That night, she couldn't sleep. She kept seeing the look in that child's eyes, brave, trying to comfort her father when she shouldn't have to. Scene 6, the change begins. The next morning, Victoria returned, this time without her assistant. Ethan looked surprised but smiled. "Back for the best coffee in town." "Something like that," she said, sitting by the window. They talked about the town, about small businesses, about dreams. Ethan told her about Lila's mom, who passed away when she was 4. "She's my reason for everything," he said quietly. "This place helps me keep life normal for her." Victoria listened. Really listened. For the first time in years, she wasn't a CEO, she was just a person trying to understand another. Scene 7, the decision. A week later, the redevelopment proposal landed on Victoria's desk in New York. All she had to do was sign it. Billions of dollars. Hundreds of jobs. And one diner gone. Her pen hovered over the paper. She thought of Ethan's quiet smile, of Lila's trembling voice, of the bakery she'd lost as a little girl. Instead of signing, she opened her laptop and typed a new clause: "The redevelopment of Willow Creek will preserve key community businesses, including the corner diner, to maintain local heritage." Her board wouldn't like it. But for once, that didn't matter. Scene 8, the return. 2 weeks later, Victoria drove back to Willow Creek. The town square was alive, children laughing, music playing, people smiling. At the diner, a small sign hung on the window: "Now partnered with Hale Industries Community First Project." Ethan looked up from behind the counter as she entered. "You came back," he said, surprised. She smiled softly. "I did. And so did your diner." For a long moment, neither spoke. But the silence was warm, full of gratitude and quiet understanding. Lila ran up, holding out another drawing, this time, of the diner surrounded by flowers. "Miss Victoria, I made this for you," she said shyly. Victoria knelt down, her voice catching. "Thank you, sweetheart. It's beautiful." Scene 9, the lesson. As Victoria drove away that evening, she passed a faded billboard at the edge of town that read, "Success isn't about what you build. It's about what you keep standing." She smiled, because she finally understood. She'd built skyscrapers, fortunes, empires, but in one small town, a little girl had taught her what real strength looked like: compassion, humility, and love. Ending, narrator's reflection. They say money changes people. But sometimes, it's people who change money who remind us it's just a tool, not a measure of worth. Victoria Hale left Willow Creek no longer the ice queen of Wall Street, but a woman who remembered what it meant to care. And every year after that, when she came back for the town fair, she'd stop by the corner diner where Ethan still brewed the best coffee, and Lila still drew pictures for the walls. And whenever someone asked her why she saved that little diner, she'd smile and say, "Because one day, a little girl looked at her father and said, 'It's okay, Daddy, we can leave.' But I realized, they shouldn't have to."